Hey, shirts off. So let's have a little scanny. So I think I recognise this space. No, I like it, mate. Yeah, I do like what you're doing. Mine placement looks like you've got covered on the most likely ways in. So that's going to work well. I Yeah, I think you're pretty much covered on mine. Maybe have that one a little bit further out, I would suspect. I think you could probably take both of those turrets out without obviously coming under fire from either from a slightly further distance. So the mine probably needs to be in that perfect distance point. Probably covered by the salvo, but no, I think if you was kind of around about here where the number 3 is, you could probably hit those two turrets without going under fire, so maybe have that mine a bit further out. Now, your base here, you're working with a similar format to what I've done. Just check that when these tanks spawn, they don't spawn straight through the wall. I had a little bit of a problem when I first did this sort of setup, and I ended up having to leave a little bit of a gap. You may already have thought that through, but you tend to find if the tanks spawn and the wall's close, they just go straight through it and out. So just have a little scanning of that. I like your helicopter position actually. I think the chances are a lot of people might want to go for that helicopter, and then they're going to get hit by not only your big gun but also a couple of extra turrets as well. So I think that's good. Quite like that format. There's not much I could say really. Apart, I mean, good. I'm looking for things to spot, but there's not much, as I say. Maybe these spacings here could be slightly further out to push even further this corner here. But I tell you what, that's not a bad position to be in, is it really? When that's the only thing we could comment on. That's covering nicely around the back of there, so it's not like they can sneak attack you. But again, because of where you've put that, it does mean that even if they sneak attack, they're only going to hit a turret. They're not going to hit anything important like your war factory or your barracks. My jury's out at the moment on railguns. See how that goes. I've found in the past railguns obviously had such a charge up time, and then when you duck back out again, they obviously powered back down, so you could go in out, and obviously take them out quite easily. But I must admit, with the new format, I'm finding that's a little bit different now, because obviously they seem to be holding that charge. I maybe need to have a look at that myself. But certainly the M270 is now, I think, the vehicle to have, and the M270 outranges railguns as far as I can tell. So I'd maybe change that for something else. But you know, your call on that one. Ultimately, it's always your base. Maybe tweak that transformer position, because you're powering up one flak, and if that's intentional and you're thinking, you know what, I'll just boost the one flak, then I'd maybe have a little look at keeping that. But if I'd probably power up that salvo as well as and give that a little bit more oomph. And again, just on this side here, if you want your railgun, I would maybe swap your railgun for your salvo, because from this side here, again, if I come at you with M270s, there's nothing that's going to outrange me, if that makes sense. I'm not going to come up under any sort of firepower, so I would possibly tweak that. I mean, you know, you've got the salvo there, but a level 3 salvo. You know, if you drop a tank in that red zone there, so your salvo obviously is aiming at the tank, and then they use the M270s to distract. To attack while the salvo's been distracted. You're gonna be into this side of the base fairly quickly, so I would possibly change that for something like howitzer or something along that sort of line, something with a bit more punch, or a high powered machine gun, just so that they're under a little bit of attack on this side here. The other thing I would look at quite like salvos, but since the new Peacemakers come out, and you'd have to check, I get out of the loop sometimes with what I've got versus what other people can have, because I'm a slightly higher power, but make it a priority to get that Peacemaker in, and if you get the Peacemaker in, I would probably swap that for that salvo there, because I find the Peacemaker's got a huge range and it's quite fast firing if it is powered up by a transformer. So that's my new favourite at the moment. So have a little scan of that. But other than that, mate, I think you're really good. Just keep watching your replay videos, see where they're coming from. I suspect they're going to come from this side here. That's probably what I would do. I suspect they'll probably drop a tank about here and then use some sort of other method to take you out round this sort of left hand side here, and then they could probably get at your war factory and your barracks potentially before it starts spawning. So make sure for me that you've got nothing but mortarmen or something along that sort of line, if that's a vulnerability. Looks like you might have snipers there. Snipers are, I think, absolutely excellent against Zeus attack, but ultimately the obviously the Zeus will often outdistance them. I used to use them as an anti-air method when the flaks were kind of dumbed down a bit, but that seems to have sorted itself out. So not sure if the snipers are the way forward at this moment, but you know what, keep trying everything, see what works, see what doesn't, and then go from there, brother. Alright, my friend, have a great day, take care.